What's good, everyone? Andrew here for Simply Sports. We're continuing our Team Fit series with Jonathan Taylor and the Indianapolis Colts. To start off, I'll spend a minute talking about my two top backs before we dig into Taylor himself. So my board doesn't factor in positional value. These guys are just my best prospects, and I figure out value later. So at 19th overall, J.K. Dobbins from Ohio State was my top back. I think he'll be a high-quality three-down back in the NFL. He's a very physical runner with great contact balance, great ball security. I thought he had good vision and impressive burst, and he's a back who's going to throw his weight around in pass pro as well. Now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was my second back, just one spot lower. He's a surprisingly physical and elusive runner. Dude's a pain to get on the ground. And while he lacks some long speed, I think he's going to feast in the screen game, and I think he can really get it done between the tackles. Jonathan Taylor was my 24th overall player, ranked below Dobbins and Edwards-Helaire because I don't know if he's as versatile on all three downs, and he did have a very high fumble rate, about 1 every 54 carries. But what he is a phenomenal two-down workhorse. He's 5'10", 226, runs sub 4.4 with a 36-inch vertical. He's got a lot of dense muscle on his frame that helps him withstand serious punishment. So if you're going to be a bell cow back in the NFL, you're going to have to be able to make the most of plays when your line doesn't block everything up correctly. And for backs like Taylor, I really like the combination of reactionary vision, so dealing with defenders who actually get penetration in the backfield, and then contact balance, being able to shake off that contact, stay on balance, and then immediately be able to make a move. The linebacker gets inside this pulling guard. If you stop right here, Taylor has to make an immediate cut, but his hips quickly get aligned right back to the hole. He's able to stay on balance and really deal with that contact. And then he's able to run behind his pads for a 5-yard gain. And while this doesn't seem like a big deal, when you're talking about a workhorse back, you're going to have a number of carries where we're going to be asked to do something like that. And Marlon Mack, the Colts starter in 2019, was a player that I don't think possesses the same reactionary vision and same physicality once he's able to get downhill as a player like Jonathan Taylor. As a result, I don't think he deals with this type of congestion in the backfield once someone actually gets free. And so Joey Bosa is going to get free on the right side. And Mac's not going to sense this until late. If you're able to react and identify this later, you can adjust your run path and really hit that hole to the left of Quentin Nelson. But instead, he runs to the back of Nelson for no yardage. So Jonathan Taylor's a player that understands how to set up defenders and make the most of what his offensive line can give him. So this is just a simple inside zone. You're going to double the nose tackle here. Guard's going to come up to the backer. And the safety, once the play starts, the safety is going to fill. And what Taylor does is, if you slow this down, Taylor takes the handoff, and he gives this little shoulder fake to bait that safety into coming down that lane. Plants right away, gets through the alley, and then again, he runs behind his pads, so he's always falling forward, and that dense muscle really helps him to finish a lot of these runs. But the safety here is the key defender, because if he takes that lane right there, that's probably a 4 or 5 yard gain. Offensive line really does a nice job here, but he's able to redirect and then understand when he's got to put his shoulder down. So Taylor should help the Colts create explosive plays, those being 10-plus yard runs and 15-plus yard passes, according to Sharp Football Stats. If you don't create explosive plays, drives are going to stall out just because you just have to be so perfect and methodical on your way down the field. In Indianapolis this past year, on first and second down, was last in the NFL in explosive passing plays, having explosive plays on just 6% of their passes. But on first down, the Colts running back specifically had explosive runs 14% of the time, which was number 1 in the league. So the analytics say pass more because you generally get more yards and points passing the ball. And I agree that passing is generally more valuable than running in 2020, but there are reasons why high-level coaches put a lot of stock in the run game. So the Colts have an elite line, are in win-now mode, and aren't at the talent level to where they can win games on better teams' terms. If I'm Indy, when I play Kansas City or New England or whoever I'm outmanned against, I need to dictate my own terms, and you can do that with an elite ground game. And so to do that, I want a bell cow who's physical, thrives in gun and under center, and creates enough explosive plays between the tackles so I can, 1, control game flow, and 2, run compatible passing concepts and play action to where now I can create explosive passing plays, which is something the Colts really need to do. So Taylor definitely isn't without his flaws. He does have a ton of mileage on him, but he's the best at something out of the 2020 backs, and a huge talent upgrade at the position. And one of my favorite fits in the draft.